Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Market Check brought to you by BB. There is no second best daily YouTube live stream to talk about markets. Welcome, guys. It's the middle of the week, Wednesday, May 14th. Hope we are all having a great start to the day and a great week thus far, right? We've kind of been, I guess, chopping a little bit this week. We've seen some movement on altcoins, obviously some big movement and narratives on chain. But ultimately, I want to say majors are more or less trading around the same prices they open the week at. Maybe somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. We are pulling back a little bit after we attempted to break out yesterday. We will see what that materializes into on things like ETH and Solana, but Bitcoin's kind of just hanging around 103K right now, as it tends to do, right? Show that strength against those assets. But I'm Tommy. You guys also know me as Snorlax. I'm joined by Max, Tucker, and of course, Chef Jackus. Welcome, guys. We're going to have a great show for you today. And you should already know what I'm about to ask you, right? If you're a market check enjoyer, you know this is around the time of the show where I'm going to ask you very nicely. I'm always very sincere about the way that I ask you. I'm never mean. If you guys could hit the like button, I will be very, very appreciative. And of course, as always, you help us continue to grow our channel and continue to be able to bring you the content that you're watching right now. So if you could hit that like button, do us a solid. We would be very appreciative of that. But yeah, let's talk about the coin prices. Let's talk about equities. Just looking across the board, right? It's like I said at the start of the show, we did have an attempted breakout on ETH and Solana for another leg higher. Thus far, we have rejected. We're kind of bleeding a bit today while Bitcoin goes sideways. We'll see what that materializes into the rest of the week. But equities are still green. The VIX is up 1%, so nothing too much out of the ordinary in that regard. I think the pullback that we're seeing on altcoins is kind of, not totally unexpected, right? Given the moves that we had last week. And like I said, we will kind of see how that materializes into the end of the week. But yeah, I mean, I wish there was kind of more for me to open the show with, but prices this week are a little bit flat. We're going to discuss where we think things are going next. How are we going? How are we doing, guys? What are we seeing in the markets? What do we think about lower time frame price action? And what do we think about the next few weeks going forward?
I think we look pretty good, guys. I think we look pretty. I mean, I keep looking at Bitcoin, just like checking just the price on the watch list, right? And it's been at 103, which for what feels like forever. I mean, that said, ETH and Sol have obviously popped a little bit higher, but I don't know. I mean, after the weekend pump we had, we were due for a little bit of a pullback. This is kind of what I was looking for the other day. We didn't quite get that deep of a pullback, but I'll take it. That doesn't look too bad. I think this whole area needs to hold, right? Basically 100K, right? Like pretty much we just need to stay above like 99 or 100K. Any messing around in here is a bid, in my opinion. But that's kind of my thought on Bitcoin. We can look at some altcoins, but as far as majors go, I think we look pretty good. ETH, I'm glad we got above. This line was important for me. I'm glad we just kind of blasted above it, because now if Bitcoin pulls back, we can do this, So I like that, but we could just leg higher from here, guys. What do we think? We just gonna leg up to like 3,300, or we're gonna pull back a little bit?
I think it's possible we can chop around here. I don't even know what we would consider to be like a pullback from here. For me, it's like I don't really envision us losing 2,300 worst case.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know it's a local pullback, but I think we're just gonna kind of chill out around here and then probably like blast off 3,600, whether we dip a few hundred points first or not. And I hate to even dismiss it, because I know that a lot of people are maybe navigating the market differently. I just don't care at all. Like, if they need to flash nuke at 300 points just to V recover it to new highs, then I just don't care. Like I will do zero positional modifications around any type of little micro pullback like that. The move that we've seen off the low, in my opinion, is very revealing on what's to come. I think that if you look at what equities are doing, which are like basically V recovering and still chugging along every single day, and they don't seem to want to stop, I think it's probably unlikely that you get a sustained serious pullback in crypto. And I'm not saying that ETH couldn't nuke 300 points and then literally 24 hours later be right back up to new highs, because I think it would be. I just don't care. It's time to be long. I'm super long. I held through all the downside volatility. Why wouldn't I hold through all the upside volatility? This is the fun part. Let the scalpers scalp. Me, I'm just chilling. I'm sitting in an inner tube going down river. The current's going to take me where it's going to take me. I know the direction it's going, and I just decide when I want to hop off the inner tube. And I'm nowhere near wanting to hop off the inner tube, Maybe we have to kind of navigate around some rocks or shallow regions, something like that. Maybe I have to lift my feet up a little bit so I don't stub my toe on a rock in the water. But I'm staying in the inner tube. I'm not going anywhere. So, not to dismiss it, but it's like if they want to nuke ETH to 2,300, it's like great. We were at like 1,500 a few weeks ago. We look great. I think we're going a lot higher. I think we'll probably just V recover. Equities will probably at minimum sweep the all-time high. That's a straight up V recovery. This thing, it looks like the COVID V recovery. Honestly, it looks incredible, absolutely incredible. So,
I love how the perception change with price. Like it's kind of crazy that ETH is at 2.6K, right? But just a month ago, if you told someone 2.6K, that's where ETH would be today, they would be like, "You're fucking retarded, right? Like,
boy.
what are you telling me? We're going to the largest recession we've ever had. Like, zero is next, 3 digits. How are you stupid?" And now we are at 2.6K. But before that, it was like when we were at 2.6K before, then you told someone, "Hey, 1.6K." It's like, no.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy, and it's kind of hard imagining right now if we were supposed to be like sub 2.2K on ETH. I think it's possible, more than possible, but I agree it wouldn't change anything from the sort of V-shaped recovery. And I think, that's just, I just think the time to be bearish was in Q1. And again, it comes to the time frames, right? So it's going to be different for like a 15-minute type of trader, 1 hour, H4 daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly trader. So in that sense, it will depend. But I generally think that we do not see new lows, and I even think we might not see 1,800. So yeah, I think.
Jackus, how's your ETH DXY fractal looking? Is it tracking okay?
It's like 1-to-1.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. I remember when you pulled that out, the comment section, they said, no way. I said, it's impossible.
That's true. Yeah. They always tend to say that.
It's this one, isn't it?
Yeah.
The
inverse. Inverted.
Yeah, no, ETH is inverted.
I think it's just on the last leg down for ETH. It's like from right there. Yeah, more or less. That kind of.
Do you know what's crazy? I was actually making an update on it on Twitter. Nobody cared.
Because everybody's sidelined, Jackus. Why would they care?
Nobody cares about Forex charts, Jackus, like the dollar. Especially because the relationship with the dollar, I like to Bitcoin and ETH has changed, right? Because in the past, we've always just viewed it as, okay, dollar up, market down, but that correlation's kind of subsided over the last few months and honestly kind of flipped. So I don't think that really there's anybody paying attention to the dollar anymore.
No, people are not. They always do. So there's lots of ways or lots of tools that people pay attention to, like in extreme, and then they don't. And that's because like no tool on its own, except maybe like market structure, is like guaranteed 100%. So you need to create context. And again, some tool is really good at a certain time and it like can work, but then it doesn't and people lose their focus. And but yeah, I tend to look at all of these and derive the context. And when I think DXY is still like super important, but just simply not from like the daily perspective or something like that. And you need to take into account that fast forward ratio that it has been in now, and that's probably too complicated for lots of people. This was the last update that I was doing on it. I think it's pretty obvious that it's there. So up top you have the inverted DXY. Below you have ETH, and below you have Bitcoin. Obviously, ETH is right now like somewhere up here, I think, which doesn't change it much. But yeah, it's following pretty incredible.
Time to get above 4K by like middle of June is what it looks like to me.
July. But yeah,
I think it might be June.
End of June.
Could be. It's not really about the timing either as much. To me, it can happen, 14 days earlier, 14 days later, 1 month even. It's not so much about the timing as much about the price action and the trend and so forth. So yeah,
I love that example. I love that example right there.
Yeah, I think it says it all, and that's price action of the past 1.5 year. So yeah, you need to look at it this way, in my opinion, like from these lenses, because the situation has changed slightly. I think in future it will go back to sort of normal, but yeah, again, anything needs to be taken into context.
Yeah. Well, the fun part should be about to happen very soon.
Yes.
Very soon.
Yes.
Well, Jackus, what do you think about, like, I'm going to Tom it. What do you think about this timing? Like, just kind of zoomed in on the last leg, right, of where it appears we are.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It took like 37 days, right, from where I can somewhat guess we are in relation to the Dixie fractal.
Yeah.
Top, which would be June 18th.
Dude, ETH above 4K by middle of June would be insane.
Yeah.
I'd probably be euphoric, but I know you asked Jackus, so I'll zip it.
I know, Jack. You said you don't care about the timing as much, but
that would truly be euphoric if ETH were above 4K by June. I'm not sure I'm seeing that quickly, but hey, why not? We suffered long enough.
We did. That's what DXY did.
I could kind of see above 4K in June.
Dude, words I never thought I'd hear Tommy say like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks good.
I really think it's only a matter of time right now. The 4K level.
4K just seems to be selling it short. You know what I mean? Like the fact that we're just praying for 4K is sad. You know that it's ETH, and we're like, geez, can we just get above 4K? You know, that's not even all time highs. You know.
I mean, if this is the COVID recovery from here, then we basically pop up, probably reject from like 4,500, and then from there rip to like 10K. Maybe put it in log mode just for a second. If this was literally the COVID, like our equivalent of the COVID drop.
Oh, I see what you're saying. All right, yeah. Let's do it this way.
Which, by the way, we had so much pain and so much suffering from this market for 4 straight months. Horrible. Probably some of the worst conditions that I've ever experienced. Why would we not have an overcorrection now to the upside to counter that? That's typically how markets work in kind of a reflexive fashion. You get an extreme one way, it's met with an extreme, the polar opposite when it snaps back, either up or down. That's why when Bitcoin bubbles and it goes crazy to the upside, you get this horrible, horrible bear market that lasts 2 years, right? It's not like equities where it pulls back like 20% and then like V recovers or something. It's like the crazier it is up or down, the crazier like the reflexive snapback is.
The
like a rubber
momentum
band.
or the impact of momentum on sentiment and price.
Yeah, spoken like a scholar versus a caveman for me. Thank you, Tommy. Yeah, that's like if that's really what just happened, see you at 4K, see you at 4,500, we chill out, and then like Q3, Q4, Ripper McGee. It won't be exactly the same, right?
Yeah.
But it looks like we're V recovering. And if you add, could you like for your bottom chart, could you add like the S&P 500 or something? Well, we don't even need to. Like if you look at what stocks are doing, stocks are literally like V recovering, man. Like we are straight up every single day, like 1% green or more every day. Every single day. It's like it's a confirmed V recovery. Like whether we get the follow through and like really kind of seal the deal or not, time will tell. But we're straight up V recovering. So it's time to just be long. Like I'm not in the mindset of trying to fade this, especially with what like the Mag 7 is doing. Mag 7's like almost at new highs again, guys.
The bid on Tesla yesterday was pretty insane.
Crazy.
And I mean, we're seeing some, I think, some animal spirits return in equities as well with something like SMCI. What is it up like 25, 30% in the last 2 or 3 days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's up 60%.
And by the way, have you guys seen Nvidia? Like basically just looks like it's about to moonshot to fresh highs off of that really aggressive low. I'm like,
Yeah.
everything is kind of coming together. Like,
yeah, I think Nvidia is going to pop into like 140 and then maybe start to consolidate a little bit and go for the highs maybe later this year. But I do think it will enable the AI trade to come back at some point this year. The beta, that is, right? Something like an SMCI, probably AI on chain. I'm not a huge fan of the on-chain meta right now. What is it, like internet capital markets on Sol? But I could see what
I said you wouldn't get it.
I wouldn't get it.
You wouldn't get it.
I know Wabi hit a banger trade on Launchcoin, but yeah, I do think at some point we'll probably see AI on chain come back in a more meaningful way than what we've seen thus far, you know, as like recovery off the lows. I've said before, I'm not expecting like aggressive price discovery from Nvidia necessarily this year, but I do think at this point, you know, another high probably makes sense, firing up into that like 160, 170 territory.
Yeah.
This fractal just looks too good, man.
It really does.
4K is the new 10K. 4K is the new 10K.
4K is the new 10K.
Yeah.
I mean, I completely agree with that. I remember last cycle, Bitcoin was stuck at 10K for so long, man. Like right around that 8 to 12K region. I remember it very, very well. And then just suddenly it took off and just never came back and like, done. So I don't know. Look, if equities can stick the landing on a V recovery, then what are we even talking about? Launch it.
Instead
Yeah,
of
I tend to.
a moonshot. Let's see. Jeez.
Who could have foreseen?
Animal spirits.
They're back. That's crazy.
I think everything looks really good. And to me, it confirms the bottom. But also because everything looks so good, I think, again, the late buyers will get tested. Because very little of time, easy money makes money. But not something, overly extended time-wise nor percentage-wise. I still wouldn't buy AMD.
I wouldn't either.
Nor Intel, nor neither of these.
I remember one of the things I noticed looking at this chart was, it was one of the big winners of the AI craze, but it drastically underperformed NVIDIA.
The only AMD stuff that I buy are parts in my computer. That's about it, but I wouldn't buy the stock. Because, again, not because I do not think it will not go up, but as you said, because of the underperformance.
I think, you've been all over the SMCI trade, Jackus. That looks more likely to outperform in the next few months than, probably any other AI stock that I can find.
Yeah.
I mean, you could potentially even argue that it's beginning to leg up now, finally.
Can you do me a favor and put in SMCI/NVIDIA chart?
Mm-hmm.
And then zoom out.
Oh my God.
I think triple bottom.
Whoa.
Triple
Looks like
bottom.
the dev pulled the liquidity, man.
Look at this. Damn.
Well, every chart out there is going to look like that against NVIDIA.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
That's the monthly too.
Well, I was buying at that literal week low, so I feel safe. But I still think this chart goes much higher.
What about
And I
that
think- and I
BTC
think-
NVIDIA?
And I think NVIDIA keeps going higher too.
Where does that go? 2018. We need to see. There it is. Do we think this puts in one of these?
It needs to. Otherwise, why wouldn't you just hold NVIDIA, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I really don't think Bitcoin is competing. Like, you want to take it as left curve as possible. I don't really think Bitcoin is competing with NVIDIA. It is competing with gold for its market cap. And we know that Bitcoin will still keep on taking that market cap from gold. So there is much better chances for Bitcoin outperforming NVIDIA over the long run.
I mean, it looks more like this than any other, you know, consolidation.
Yeah. The bear market ended.
How big is Nvidia as a company right now? Out of curiosity.
I think like 3 trillion. Right.
So they're not as far off as I would have thought from a market cap standpoint.
Yeah, just above 3 trillion.
Nvidia is 3.2 and Bitcoin is 2 trillion. And gold is 21 trillion.
Damn. Now that looks like a lot of altcoin. That looks like the total 2 chart, doesn't it? Or total something. I don't really trade those as often, but I want to say they look pretty similar.
Yeah, they do. They definitely
do. There is also one very bullish chart I would like to look at, and that's soybeans, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Is it actually bullish? Kind of looks good, actually.
It does. It's
I like this action. I like that.
It's
Yeah,
at higher time frame support too.
that looks like it wants to bottom and move up quite a bit.
You would need to use the futures contract for a longer history.
Oh, no, not that one.
Fat-fingered soybeans.
The ZS or this one, yeah, this one.
Yeah, that one.
Man, gold looks fried. Locally.
That's the pullback we discussed. That's possible. Locally.
Yeah.
So guys, did you get it with the soybean chart or not?
I don't know. Check it.
Oh. I'm counting on Prometheus to tell us because he's in the chat.
I got 115.
Jeez, man. It's a bear market on likes.
It was 80 before.
Okay, that's not bad then.
80 likes is not bad.
No, the jump from 80 to 115 like that is not bad.
That's a pretty good jump.
That's a good jump.
That sucks.
That sucks.
Greedy jackets.
Greedy me, what the fuck? 300 people watching, 80 likes. Like, come on.
Yeah, that's true.
Fuck that. Why do I even try, man?
Should we just shut the show off right now?
Just rugged.
Well, let's do this. We'll run a BB terminal commercial. Okay. And when we come back, we'll be at 1 million likes. How about that? Good option?
Do
That
it.
sounds good.
Okay, let's try it.
Tired of outdated trading tools, confused charts, dozens of tabs, endless stress? You're not alone. Introducing BB Terminal, your all-in-one command center for crypto trading. Track your portfolio, monitor the markets, stay ahead, all in one place. From chaos to clarity, from struggle to success. BB Terminal.
I mean,
It's good work right there.
that's some good work.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Hold on, this might be interesting.
What?
He said Bitcoin looks like Apple. Tommy, you might be interested in this. Looks like Apple pattern 2006. Hold on. Apple 2006, BTC 2017, Apple 2008. BTC.
I think I know what he's talking about.
let's
I've
attempt.
committed it to memory. I think I know what he's talking about.
You know what he's talking about?
Yeah, I don't know if they're quite the same though.
All right, I know what he's talking about back here. Let's do,
Because I was kind of wondering if ETH looked a little bit like Apple 2008, but
do this. Okay. What do you say? Apple.
I think I see what he's getting at though.
Apple 06 is Bitcoin 17.
I think he's saying 2008 was Bitcoin's double top in 2021.
2008 was Bitcoin's. Okay. All right. So we're here.
You know what fractal after this we need to check in on? ETH versus Amazon.
Yeah.
That is following insanely well too.
Jackus, would you be so kind to pull yours up? Because you were the first one to show me that a long time ago. Like a year ago, probably.
We can do that.
And we can't let everybody forget that you found that fractal. They've forgotten. They've probably forgotten. So
Did they?
they forget. That's what they do. That's their
That's
specialty.
what they do. Like wake up and I forget.
Wake up and forget. You know, that's just what
And
they do.
And then find a scammer who just copy pasted that and be like, oh, this is an interesting fractal. Good. I will follow him.
I will follow him, and then I will buy the coin that he get for free, and he's shilling to his followers, and I'll get rugged, and I'll forget that I could have just followed Jackus. That's what they do. That's their secret sauce.
This fractal, man.
The secret sauce.
Pretty good.
That's really good.
I like
Oh,
it.
you said you didn't like it?
Well, I didn't. I hadn't never put it on Bitcoin. That does look pretty good.
Yeah, I like that. It's a good one. That's a good one.
Jackus, let's see the ETH Amazon.
All right, wait 1 sec. Just so let me first share the screen, and then I need to look up where it was because I know I have it saved up. Okay, so it's on Maxi and then second chart. Ooh.
Oh my. So it was this fractal, and then after this one, Jackus, you also had a NASDAQ fractal. You remember that one?
Yeah.
Because that one's
But
probably pretty close too.
The Nasdaq one was about the levels and the drop during the 2022 bear market, but it
Okay.
has deviated in terms of how the upside has followed since then. But it's, that's how people misinterpret fractals or the way to use them. They think that like since something happened in the past, it needs to keep happening like that forever since then, and that's obviously not the case. But it has followed up really well, and then it sort of deviated from here in terms of the local price action, and that's where you more use the Amazon one. But for a very long term, I think it's still going to play out pretty well. Oh my god.
This would be I mean, it's time to accelerate, gentlemen. Start your engines.
Can only imagine how many people are have been waiting for a retest here.
Can you only imagine how high Pepe would go if that fractal played?
I can't. It's beyond the imagination.
It's beyond 250 billion. I mean, it would.
Trillion.
Why stop at 1 trillion? Why not 5 trillion? What about 10 trillion? Why stop there? 100 trillion?
The biggest asset in the world. Pepe flips gold.
Very few people actually understand that Pepe is the second best crypto asset behind Bitcoin. And I'm not willing to explain it, but it's the truth. So you figure that out for yourself. But what I said is accurate, and it's backed up by math and science. But I won't share it, but it's true. I'm just everyone, just a moment of silence. Just watch Jackus.
Let him cook.
Just let him paint a little bit.
It's like when you go to one of those restaurants and you get to watch the chefs from your table.
Those are nice restaurants.
Yeah.
We're probably gonna go to one.
I got one on my street. Next time you guys come into town, we'll have to go.
Yeah, Tommy, we'll probably end up going to one of those restaurants when you have to buy me a steak. So.
No, we talked about this, guys. We're going camping for the next trip in the woods.
I'm not going camping, bro.
Yes.
I'm not camping.
Yes, you are. You're both going to be in a tent, and you'll share a tent with
why
Bobby.
would I, as a grown man, want to sleep in a tent with another grown man in the wilderness?
All right, you can have your own tent, but we're putting somebody in a tent with Wabi just for the culture.
That's fine. I understand why that's important. We can do that.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do it to Louis.
You know what I found absolutely crazy about this one is this drop from the high to the low, minus 65.6%.
No way. All right, so when do we hit 4K again? When does the fractal hit 4K?
Do you know what's even more crazy now that I'm thinking about it? It's not like precise, but we know that Amazon stock got split many times over, right? And this low is basically sitting at 1.7, but at like that could be 1.7K. Actually, sorry, not true. That would be that would be like back in the day, that was probably cents. Not sure. I'm not sure. Did Amazon had stock splits any time in the past?
I think you could probably find out. Can you put it on the chart? Like go to your settings on it.
I don't want to mess with the scaling right now, but but in either case, what I said isn't true with the 1,700 or so, but it definitely had the low at 1.7, which isn't the same, but near numbers, too. And the high at, like 5. Here it was at 4, but interesting.
That's an incredible fractal. And you know what? I'm like, why would it play out for this long just to not have the fun part play out? I think the fun part's going to play out.
We all hope so.
No, I know it. I know it's going to play out. It's not, I don't hope. I know. I know this is going to play out. It has to.
Has to.
It's a guarantee.
It has
Also,
to.
the comment section is correct. We're going to be putting Will and Wobby in the tent. That's the best combination. And we're going to have them,
my
we're
god.
going to have them mic'd up so that we can listen to like the converse. It'd be so funny. It'd be just so funny.
The pillow talk.
I think we could pay-per-view that, honestly. I think
We
people
have a
would pay.
bear that shows up and tries to go through the tent, and Wobby fights it off.
My money's on Wobby beating the bear.
That would be like Truman Show.
Yeah,
Everyone
Wobby
would
could
be
wrestle a
watching
bear.
like a cute little black bear, not like a grizzly bear.
No,
I don't think Wobby has Wobby's strong enough to fight a bear, but I don't think he's got like the aggression in him to fight a bear.
I think if you found like a 200-pound like smallish black bear, Wobby's gonna beat that thing. Grizzly bear, unfortunately, Wobby's gonna be food just like the rest of us. Those things are killing machines.
Grizzly bears are nasty, man.
I mean, if you see one, if you don't have a gun or mace, you're dead. That's the you're just instantly dead.
Wait. Haven't you seen DiCaprio fight bear? That was live, by the way.
Who? Oh, in that movie. Have you ever seen Jackie Moon fight a bear?
Jackie Moon.
Yeah, you've seen the movie Semi-Pro, right? Jackie Moon fought a bear.
I haven't.
That's like me selling BB Terminal subscriptions. I'm like, buy BB Terminal, you get to see me, Max, fight a bear. It's like the promoter.
That movie has aged really well. I mean, like the premise of a semi-pro basketball team in Flint, Michigan.
So funny. That's like one of my all-time favorite movies. It's so good. It's so good. Jackus, what day does the red box on ETH get hit again?
I tend to think
Well, just put your mouse over it. I just want to see what the fractal says.
oh, okay.
The ETH
Well,
on ETH.
it's slightly different time frame, so I think it took longer. It took nearly a year from the lows, so you do not want to see that. But
Well, I'm saying like on your ETH chart, you have the fractal up top. Yeah, okay. So
yeah.
that's next month or June, end of June, early July. Looks like
it's squeezed a little bit, to be fair. But it says July, end of July.
best I can do is end of June.
Max is like, I need prices to go up, and I need them now.
I need them up, and I need them up yesterday. I'm just tired of seeing SHIB at a higher market cap than Pepe. It honestly feels like the universe is out of balance. There's no good reason that SHIB should be more expensive than Pepe.
What is
the
SHIB market cap?
No.
Oh my god.
It's probably like 10 billion or something. But like Pepe needs to flip SHIB immediately, and it's going to soon. I'm just sick of seeing SHIB more expensive than Pepe. It's wrong.
SHIB
wrong.
is still at 10 billion. It's honestly insane.
Insane, bro. Send that shit to the third place spot for memes immediately.
Honestly, SHIB belongs at 0, but we won't have that conversation.
Yeah, those are inside thoughts.
How is Stellar still the 17th largest cryptocurrency, man? Like what?
You wouldn't get it.
There's so much value.
Tremendous. You wouldn't get it.
There really is still so much bloat in the top 25 or 30 coins. It's kind of insane to think about.
Let's redefine bloat, because I think we can do a little more bloat first.
Well, yeah. I mean, more so from coins that aren't already bloated, I think.
Yeah.
But Cardano, like 30 bill. I mean, come on.
Okay, yeah, that's insane. What's actually even happening over there? Does anybody know?
Tron 26 bill.
But that's crime. That's good crime.
13 bill.
It's good crime. That's justifiable.
Yeah, that's
like,
crime.
you can justify
Sergey
it.
has been selling Link tokens nonstop for like 5 years straight, and it's still at 11 bill.
Yeah, good crime. Good crime.
Polkadot still 7.5.
God,
Chain,
Polkadot, man.
8.5.
And then we are like, Bitcoin still at 2 trillion. That's so undervalued.
Honestly, all of that altcoin money should be going into Bitcoin, but it's
crazy that Bitcoin is 2 trillion while ETH is 300 billion.
Does Polkadot even do anything?
The difference between the two hasn't been this big for a long time.
Tucker, we don't talk about that. Okay, we don't talk about that.
What was their thing? It wasn't subnets. It was something else.
What, Avalanche?
No. That's subnets were AVAX. Polkadot had something that was like subnets.
Parachain.
Yeah, that's right. Parachain.
That was just a code for like new grifts that could. I guess it's not that different from subnets then, but like a new grift that could pop up on a new parachain. I will say, like, the value extraction from Polkadot coins into the 2021 bull was honestly crazy. I was just getting into crypto at the time, and I almost invested in those things. They all went down 99% within a few weeks.
What was that East conference you guys went to where you were like bullish on certain
The modularity.
Modularity.
Oh, that's right. That was 2024. Yeah.
You guys were like very bullish on modularity, and then you came out of the conference and you were like, everything's going to zero. Like from modularity.
Yeah.
I was actually looking at Celestia yesterday. You know, things that you usually see near a local top. I don't think it looks bad though, honestly.
Good old Tia. I mean, it's back to where it started.
I know. Like if Sol and ETH give maybe another leg up here before pulling back, then I could see Celestia like really giving a move of outperformance. But that's relative, right? You look at the high time frame chart; it's just going to be a blip at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
$6 Celestia doesn't seem like that expensive. Where is it on the list of top coins? I guess it's still 68th.
68th.
Yeah, it's not quite as egregiously overvalued. Arbitrum has flipped Celestia, if that gives you any perspective.
Tommy, do you have any thoughts on lots of the ETH L2s? That's like optimism, Arbitrum, blah blah blah. LDO. Well, LDO isn't, but
I mean they're kind of like I could see them pumping, obviously, because ETH has moved off the low. Outperformance though, I mean, I have to imagine some of these things are just going to turn into like the old Bitcoin pairs where they just bleed against their parent asset more or less forever with periods of outperformance. I can't really like find one necessarily that really sticks out as far as like L1s go. I actually kind of feel like chat thinks I'm annoying. No, I actually I kind of think that value will eventually get back to ETH.
What a weird comment. What a weird comment, man. Who is this guy? Why is Tommy so annoying?
That's a good question. I ask myself the same thing. I'm sure my wife asked that question also.
It's taking everything in me not to completely just toast this guy in the comments right now. I should probably leave it alone, shouldn't I?
Leave it alone, Max. Leave it alone.
I don't know, but it'd be so fun to just light him up, man. Not know anything about him and just light him up. Come at everything he stands for that I don't even know he stands for.
I
We
was
used to
looking at
we used to have
some sort of catch-up trade.
we used to have Will for that. Like
Yeah.
Will would
Yeah,
always be the comment section attacker.
Will was the pit bull, man. He was the pit bull.
And sometimes like nobody would even say anything bad, and he would be like, "Shit, nobody's saying anything bad. Well, I'm gonna attack this guy who is just who wants to praise me or something. Let's attack him."
I think what he used to, if it was like a quiet day or people were nice, he would say something knowing it would like fire up the comment section, just so then he could attack them.
Yeah.
Man, there are some funny moments. I gotta message Will and just be like, Will, you gotta come back on. Just like skip work one day. Call in.
Do you
sick.
remember the Doge
Skip
debate
work and
with Will?
attack people?
Yeah, dude. Oh my god.
The Doge debate where he was like, "Oh, 10x, that's not enough for me."
Yeah.
Not enough.
That was still one of my favorite market check moments. Was that?
No, there was
10x.
another one about ETH BTC. Do you remember that?
How ETH outperformed Bitcoin or something, and I was
Mhm.
like, look at the ETH BTC. It was just a whole
It was
crazy
a whole
debate.
thing, dude. Yeah, that was crazy.
The homeless talk with Will.
His favorite line was always like, this person has no father. He just like whipped that out of nowhere. Like, you have no father figure.
He was like, "I'm gonna go to the store to buy milk or whatever."
Yeah.
Just not come back.
Yeah, we do need to get Will back on market check for a few shows.
I still have all those Snicker memes around.
Yeah, the Snicker. Don't pick up the Snicker.
Yeah.
I even have the milk one.
I know the milk one.
How about the best meme that you made, Jackus, was the moving average debate one? Our moving averages support or resistance.
Dude,
I would argue
meme?
that Tommy doesn't think that was the best one.
Which one?
That's because he lost the debate. That's why.
Hang on, where's the meme, man?
Which
Where's the
one?
meme?
Jackus, pull the meme up. That needs to come back. You have
Let
it
me try
somewhere
to
in
find
your
it.
giant meme folder. I know you have it. Tommy, do you remember how we're kind of split on whether moving averages are support and resistance or not?
No, we're not doing this.
Exactly.
And all the Giga Chads, on the stream say yes. It's an easy group to be in, man. You just have to bend the knee and accept that it works.
It's
That's
not
me and
support and resistance. Just
me and
because
Tucker on the
there's a
far left
reaction
curve,
a lot.
just like the trading view line make bounce.
Oh, I do remember the meme now. Don't show
Come
it,
on,
Jack.
Tommy.
Where is it?
Oh, I know exactly what it is.
Tommy
Yeah, I
doesn't
think it was
want
me and
to.
Will, right? It was me and Will on the in the mid curve.
Yeah, it was.
Yes.
Yes.
Where is it? I can't see it.
No, Tommy doesn't want to. I'll not do it.
No, it's okay. You can show it. But I'm gonna remain steadfast. Moving averages are not support and resistance. Just because you have a reaction from something mechanically does not make them support.
Wait, Tommy. You do not want to go that debate again.
There it is. There it is. Wow.
The caveman between me and you, Tucker.
Well, the faces me and Will have too are just like so perfect for the mid curve Jack.
Can you make the faces a little bigger just so we could? Yeah, that's just. Yes, exactly. Caveman, bro.
All you needed left, man, was the glasses, man. It's so much. Like the teeth.
The chart above with just like 100 examples of it working perfectly. Look at all the arrows. How could you say it's not support and resistance? How? It just is too perfect.
Jack, this is a right curve take.
I prefer to reside on the far left curve. It's much more
Same.
peaceful over there.
Yeah, it's nice.
Don't have to
Right.
think about it. It just works. Trust me, bro.
Trust me, bro. This is the best one.
Yeah.
I'll
Tommy, do
remain
you...
mid-curve on that debate, I guess.
Okay. Hang on. Let me ask you a question then, Tommy. Are VWAPs support and resistance?
I think it's kind of
He's trying to corner you.
on
He's
how you
trying to corner.
classify a support and resistance level, right? Like, how would you define that?
Why can't
Max.
you answer the question?
Max. Are VWAPs
Where price has a
support and
reaction.
resistances?
Yes, VWAPs are support.
Nobody knows for sure.
I think
I have no
VWAP
idea.
Buying and selling at those prices, but does that make them support and resistance? Do you define support and resistance as static levels, or do you define it as, a little bit more variable than that? I think if you define, like, depends on how you define support and resistance, right?
Trend based support and resistance variable. Yeah.
Well, then I would say, then you could probably say it's support and resistance.
Now you have to change that meme to, hey, have you signed up for the free BB terminal portfolio tracker?
I'll do that. Wait. I have one too. That's amazing too.
Jack has found some like 2023 memes.
These are Jackus. We need to get you back on your meme arc.
Yeah.
You made a lot of memes last year.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. I had that discussion very recently with my son. Word for word, bar for bar, that discussion. His first word was fucking legend. That's what he said.
Good thing that you kept your second nut so that you can produce a second child. So that this meme can become complete.
Yeah, the prophecy will be fulfilled. At beta 50 billion, my right nut produces my second child. It's going to be great.
Exactly.
Yeah, Co Jones for the win.
Co Jones or Cojones?
No, it's Co Jones.
It's Co Jones.
Co Jones.
Now we need to make another IQ bell curve meme. Is it Cojones or Co Jones? See, now these need to be updated. Now it's not about the like button. Now it's about, did you sign up for BB Terminal free portfolio tracker?
It is kind of about the like button though, because they don't hit it.
That's true. They're like allergic to the like button. I feel like the comment section has like a visceral allergic reaction. They like break out in hives if they touch the like button these days. I don't know what the problem is.
This one is so accurate right now.
No. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That was last February. That was
what's crazy
sending. Yeah.
Is I could make the argument that you literally lit $3,500 on fire. but you spent $3,500 to give us this meme, which is priceless.
True. Apparently they've come out with a bunch more stuff you can do on it, so I'm gonna test it out again. Because I didn't
use it at all, or has it been like a long time?
I haven't used them in like a year.
Oh my god.
He lit $3,500 on fire. The only like plus that came out of that purchase was this picture that you're looking at.
You wouldn't get it.
Sucker and pre-ordered them like a freak.
I think the way you were explaining it is like you were like, whenever your wife sees you with those, she's like, what the fuck are you doing? It's like there's nothing less attractive than like a female seeing a grown man wearing the ski goggles. There's nothing.
No.
With the hood saying hustle.
The Pepe in the background.
She wouldn't get it.
Oh no.
How did you get that? How did you get Tucker's face on Willy Wonka?
Oh,
I have
geez.
no idea.
Right.
I saw it somewhere, so I was like, "Yeah, that's a, why not?
Dude,
Let's
should I
put it
grow my
in
hair
the."
out like that? I should do that.
Some summer flow.
Looks like looks pretty good.
Guys, you know what we have to do now is because I had a men's health issue recently. Everyone has to grow mustaches in November now.
You think I can grow a mustache?
You could maybe. I don't know.
I'd have to plan for November at like the start of October.
That's fine. And then you can borrow some of your wife's mascara and like stencil it in, so it's a little dark. It's nice.
When I was recovering from my injury, I literally went probably 3 or 4 weeks without shaving. That was the longest period of my life since I was maybe, just beginning to grow out facial hair. I don't grow facial hair very often, like very much at all. So like the amount that I had, I felt so grisly.
Did you actually have some scruff?
I had some decent scruff, but like I'd probably have, I mean, it'd be like I'd have to, what is it? I have to like dreadlocks or whatever. You'd have to grow it out for a really long period of time for me to have any sort of facial hair.
Well, here is one.
That's one of the best. That's one of the best.
I think it's timely for the current price action with the bears too.
It is.
Will holding the milk is insane.
Like, what is the origin of that meme? Like what even happened to cause that?
It was Will talking about going out for milk.
No. I know Will. I know this version, but I mean, like, what is the original meme underneath the faces? Why are those two girls doing that?
Oh, I have no idea.
I have no idea, but I like it.
The bear crying. Oh my goodness. Such good memes.
Simpler times.
There's another good one you had, Jackus, of like the guy peeing in the urinal, and then like we walk up to him. Hey, have you hit the like button yet?
I don't think I have that one anymore, but I remember that was a good one.
Oh, I can tell this guy knows the origin of the meme. Yeah, this guy knows exactly what that meme is from. Yeah. Yeah. His mind is corrupted, I can tell. He knows immediately.
You recognize this picture?
Yeah.
Seek God.
Literally.
I've only seen it from like in Silico using it back in like 2021 and 2022. Good old in Silico.
I think Bitcoin bottoms tomorrow, guys.
I still love Tommy partying.
Johnny Manziel.
No, that's Tommy.
Why is everything down?
Bitcoin's like minus 0.7.
Bitcoin's like 30K off of the low from a month ago.
Everything's down 1%. We just show memes on the show.
I mean, Bitcoin bottoms tomorrow, bro. Like Bitcoin's moving higher second half of this week. It's confirmed.
I mean, I will say there's been a lot of strength from the leading altcoins, specifically like Hyperliquid and Fartcoin. Seeing ETH and Sol bleed all morning, and they are just, I mean, they're holding pretty strong relative to their beta.
Altcoin is gonna just put in a gap up, man. It's once it breaks that 150 level, it's probably going straight to like 250, 270, I think.
Dude, Pepe still looks good here.
Dude, everything looks good.
I'm hoping that what is it? What is it? Internet capital markets meta, right? That's what it is. ICM. I hope that it creates like that's going to be the meta that creates a wealth effect on chain, because Launchcoin ran up to what was it, like 300, 400 mil?
No, did it get that high?
I think it did.
Dude,
Like last night, it was over 260.
it got
Fart.
to
Look at Fartcoin right here, guys.
280.
I've got the lifetime VWAP and the all-time high VWAP. We flip it, and now we're sitting at the top of both of the clouds. Right here. Here, I can add the
Wait, Max.
Yeah.
Wait, you stole my chart.
I Tommied it. Yeah. Disrespectfully. I didn't even ask. I just took it.
I will just remove you then.
You're gonna Tommy it back? Is this a war?
Wow.
This is a war now. Yeah. Yeah. Sign up for the terminal. Sign up for the terminal, guys. Literally.
It's literally people watching me are like, leave me alone.
They're like, dude, shut up already, man. Shut up.
He's like with the hand, like, you wouldn't get it, right? Like free portfolio tracking, and then you can
super charts on chain indicators. Just sign up. And they're like, okay, bro, relax.
I get it.
We heard you the 8th time. Just shut the fuck up already.
They're like, help.
Get this fucking creep away from us. Just show us how high Pepe's going. Everybody wants to know where Pepe's going. Nobody wants to sign up for the free portfolio tracker. It's crazy. Crazy.
Well, there's that other one that's like a video. It's the same concept with the guy. It's like a video of a guy talking to a girl, and she's clearly just like completely off of it. Do you guys know the video I'm talking about? At like a club?
I was thinking the one at the baseball stadium.
I think there are a lot of them.
There are. Yeah, there are.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about, though.
Yeah.
All right, Fartcoin, guys. Here's where we're going. Look at the interaction with like the lifetime VWAP and the all-time high VWAP. Get back in the cloud. Resistance at the actual VWAP. Now we're just stuck right here. When this flips, we're going straight up here. This is when like the parabola begins, guys. This is what we have to look forward to, is right here. This is happening. Longs are seifu.
What is that? 2.0 all-time highs, yeah.
Yeah, just flip that level, which is honestly Cheeto indoor. Close it at 270.
Yeah, I can't tell. I think I forgot who pointed it out. Fartcoin is kind of like an interesting case right here, because it's either showing you like where the rest of the coins are probably going to run into a bit of resistance, or it is literally just kind of consolidating before you get a massive move higher. I can't really decide which camp I'm in, but I do think that it is ultimately going to go higher from here. Hot take, I know.
Listen, the duality of a man. One says Tommy is so annoying, and the other.
Win some, lose some, right?
Yeah.
Tommy's only annoying when he's bearish. When he turns bullish, he's my favorite person ever. Because that's when that's the bat signal. That's who has the meme of the Snorlax bat signal. I think Tucker maybe made it.
Oh yeah. I got it somewhere.
When Tommy flips bullish, that's when man.
It's the bat like signal displayer with the giant Snorlax on it. Yeah.
Because Tommy's he's the resident skeptic at BB. Like he'll keep you honest, His object tree is dangerous. So when Tommy ditches all of his like doomer fractals, which usually hit.
Oh, I still have them, but Some of them, but I
We
did
don't
ditch a
talk
lot.
about. We tuck those away though. We tuck those away.
We'll tuck those away until a few months down the line.
Yeah, we can get bearish again when ETH is at like 5K. That's fine. That's when you know. When the resident bear lax turns bullish, it's gonna be fun. Tommy, do you have any fart coin bias or position that you want to talk about?
I'm kind of like watching. I guess you can. I don't know. I mean, it's like Fartcoin is either going to mimic the price action that we saw, and I think a lot of meme coins will probably more or less follow that path of like L1s off the summer 2021 low. Or I kind of feel like Fartcoin could just be. I see a lot of similarities, honestly, when I compare it to like QQQ. As funny as that is, with the way that equities kind of like grinded higher throughout 2023 and 2024. I think there are some structural similarities there, with, it probably being fairly similar to where QQQ was in like towards the end of 2023. But I mean, it's a pretty like speculative take. It's just kind of like it is fulfilling the role that we've seen from on-chain memes before, where it's kind of like a flight to safety, as ironic as that sounds. Rather than holding Sol, you'd rather hold something like Fartcoin, as people are just going to move their degenerate profits into it because they think that it's going to keep outperforming.
Okay, I don't even know when I drew this trend line. It was probably when we were breaking down, but look at that reclaim, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know when I drew this trend line. How could you be bearish this? Simply cannot fade that trend line.
I thought Wabi had a great point on the afternoon call yesterday. Bessent and Trump told us they were going to nuke the market, and they did.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're telling us that they're going to pump the market, and they are. So, I mean, I think they are more or less, they are explicitly telling us what to, what to pay attention to, or really like what the trend is. And I think, I'm guilty of this as well. I knew that they were going to walk the market down, so I had the bearish bias, and then I ignored it on the way up. And I think in the same way, like people ignored them talking the market down, are now championing them walking the market up. So I would just probably keep paying attention to Bessent or Bessent, however you want to say his name. I don't even really know how to like accurately say it, but I imagine that he's going to be the mouthpiece, more or less, and try to move the market either way. I mean, I don't think that they can like, create. I mean, they're not going to be like the single driver of markets, obviously, but if they're going to communicate with you explicitly what they want the market to do, thus far in a headline-driven environment, it makes sense that that continues to be the case.
This literally looks like we'll be at all-time highs within like 2 weeks or less right here.
This is also very honest.
My tweets get very poor engagement. Makes me sad, but not really. I'm glad I don't have like too many people shilling shit coins in my mentions, because I find that even more annoying.
You would hate my comment section then, Tommy.
Do they come under every tweet, Max, or is it just under like when you talk about certain tickers?
They don't discriminate. Whenever they can shill some like Matt Fury derivative,
so
they take their chance.
They would come even if you like talked about XRP.
I could try. Should I just tweet right now on Bullish XRP and watch them shill like the 19th Matt Fury derivative under it?
Well, I was looking on Dex Screener yesterday. There were like 3 copies of that rat Matt Fury character, like 3 of them, in the top 20, top 25 volume ETH on chain coins.
A lot of people have been chilling me that recently.
Ratto, I think is his name.
Something like that. I've got my plays, man. I've got my cycle plays. I've committed to them. I've been in them for over a year. I'm not really interested in like expanding much further. Like I bought some per recently, but that's just basically getting exposure to like hype, you know.
Per
What
looks
if-
good, man.
Dude, it does. And Tommy said 2 billion. Tommy gave me financial advice. So he
My
told me
on-chain
2
quant
billion.
says, and I quote, "Per to fur,
Yeah.
$4." If you couldn't interpret that.
Oh, I couldn't. Wow, that's nice. And what's it at? 100 mil?
Yeah, not 4 billion, but that would be cool too.
Wait, what are you talking about? I thought you
$4.
meant 4 billion.
No, $4.
What is that in market cap?
Would that be? What would that be?
Let's see.
That's a good question. I think
I
that
do
would
feel
be-
like per is kind of a layup, honestly.
What is that? 10, 20. That's like a
Maybe it was
30x.
whichever one happens first.
That's like 4 bill. No, that is 4 bill, Tommy.
Is it?
Well, no, hang on.
Oh no, like $3 per would be, I think.
I mean, it's in the
2 billion.
billions.
So yeah, it'd be like between 2 to 3 billion for it to hit
Yeah.
$4.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like there is no dilution in the Hyperliquid ecosystem right now, which is eventually, I think, going to make that beta correlation to the alpha fairly, straightforward. But I don't really know what the timing looks like. I mean, it's the mascot of Hyperliquid.
My trading view is so laggy right now.
Now, everybody who used the platform pretty early got this airdrop also, kind of a few months before the actual hype token dropped. I kind of think all of the people who were going to sell that airdrop are probably out at this point.
How lucrative was the airdrop?
It was pretty nice.
Did you
I don't
get
know
it?
how I could put a gauge on it. I got it. Yeah. No, it was like I got it was probably like a 20th, 5% of net value of what the initial hype airdrop was.
You say a 20th?
Like 5%. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So that's not bad then.
Yeah.
Because I know roughly what you got. Okay. So, I assume that this sell off was people just destroying the airdrop, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't hate this setup here at all, man. Like, as long as you just kind of stay around this range high and hold this blue region, feels pretty good.
Maybe it comes back in for some extended double bottom, absolute worst case, but I don't know. I mean, Hyperliquid's been showing a lot of strength, the token. I tend to think that it's going to be entering price discovery not terribly far from here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think per needs hype and price discovery to really move? That's
Yes.
going to be the trigger?
Yeah, for sure.
Yes,
my
because
trading
people are
view-
going to feel like they missed the Hyperliquid trade, so they're going to buy the beta. At least that's what I tell myself in my head.
I mean, this thing looks like it wants price discovery very soon. Oof, man, look at that. Oh my. That looks really good. Yeah, dude, this thing. There's nothing bearish about this to me.
Let's see the volume fusion on her, Max. We need it.
Sorry, my trading view is so laggy. Yeah, bro, look at that. Buy signal at the low. De-risk. Risk on. We're going up.
If it can break through this supply, you know, that it's obviously chewing through right now. That was like what, a 3-month distribution, more or less. I think a lot of the people who round tripped gains from $35, which is the current all-time high, they're probably going to be pretty price indiscriminate as far as selling goes until you hit round numbers, 50 and $100.
I mean, we've got a really juicy 1618, which Tucker's probably going to fade at 51.
That was kind of where I was looking
Yeah,
for.
I will. Wait,
50.
51. Oh, dude. Yeah, give me triple digits first. Come on now. Where's the 2618?
Let me throw it in log for you.
Yeah, let's see it in log. What is that?
Log
75?
1618 is at 7777.
I'll take a 7-7 of any kind. Yeah.
2618 is up at.
What about the 2618 on linear? Let's see if we have some confluence. Yeah.
Ooh, 77. Ooh.
That's it.
Ooh.
There it is. There's your TP1 on hype, 77.
Per will be at $1 billion if that hits.
For sure. 100%.
I think it's just time to launch this market, man. Like, let the ICT boys scalp it for 20 points lower on random shit coins. Send it. It's time. They dream of their FTGs getting filled. I dream of my logarithmic fibs getting hit. We're not the same.
Not the same. No.
Punch it, Mux.
It's time. All right, guys. Well, that takes us into the end of the show. Let's run a little BB Terminal commercial, guys. Free portfolio tracker, free super charts. And if you want the meat and potatoes, guys, check it out. But sign up for free in the meantime. Support BB and support your trading journey at the same time. We built the all-in-one, absolute best product on the market. Give it a try. Here's a little commercial, and we will see you guys tomorrow for another episode of Market Check. Everybody stay safe, have a nice day, and take care.
Every morning, coffee in hand, I open up the BB Terminal. We built this platform to be your trusted companion, whether you're actively trading, investing for the long haul, or even dabbling in the degen space. Let's start with the BB portfolio. It integrates with over 60 blockchain networks and supports both wallet connections and manual entries, making it flexible enough for any trader. On the active page, you'll find advanced charting tools, complete with more than 21 custom scripts to give you deeper insights. Beneath that, our intuitive heat map helps you spot key support and resistance levels easily. But we know active trading isn't everyone's style, so we created the DCA page, equipped with over 35 thoughtful indicators. It's designed to assist you in making informed, strategic, and long-term investment decisions. We're genuinely proud of what we've created here at BB, and we continually strive to improve it every day.